Good afternoon. How's everybody today? Potato, Big Mike. You know him personally. Wyoming, my favorite gal. Douglas, where's your wrench? Berg. Crush, it was so good to have you on the other day. I wanted to make a separate video with that. That was nice. I liked it. We gotta do this. Oops. Do. I wanted to finish up on part one because I showed part two this morning. And these are the rules of the chat. For anybody that doesn't know, there we go. All right, we got that out of the way. Please hit the like button, and if you do choose to do, subscribe. All righty. I said hi, Potato, right? Yeah, I did. Calumet City was not ready. I'm going to share Ryan's Gay Chicago again, but this is part one, and I found it quite interesting. But maybe I should show this first. Friends of Tiffany Henyard. Funds available, 88K. Okay. But I did see St. Patrick's on this list twice. Which, got it. Whoops. I guess I can't do that way. There we go. There's the last one. Interesting. Regen. Good to see you, Donna B. Hey, Dwayne, how are you? Now you got you rules. Not you. You know who. Potato. French. Am I in your boot today? That was June 2023. And then I found another one, January 2023, for a total of $8,000. And you also see a Kasperic group donating, which I find, in my opinion, along with Calumet City Plumbing, Cook County Board Up, I find this a conflict of interest. I don't care who says it. I've showed it on Jason House's donation list as well. You know, Odelson donating to the Jason House campaign. Delgado had donated to Tiffany Henyard's campaign. So I do find that troublesome. Yeah, it does give an idea of that. But I do find these things conflicts of interest. If you're an attorney working for the village or the trustees, and is that the same thing? I'm not sure. But if you're working for them and they are voting to pay your salary, is that not a conflict of interest? So that's what I have to say about that. Tracy, good to see you this afternoon. And so let's go to Ryan's part one video. Let me see. Share that screen. Share that beautiful bean footage. February 17th. Calumet City elections. I am afraid for my life. Neota Figs and Monette Wilson. Okay, so let's go and play it.
Okay, hello, ladies. So again, I'm gonna be behind the camera. And here, this is Brian with the Harvey Historical Society and the Chicago Southland Politics page. So would you introduce yourselves to us? We're in lovely Calumet City, Illinois. So tell us who you are and what your connection is to Cal City and what your interest is. What brings you here and what you're running for.
So I am city clerk in Yota T. Figs. I have been the city clerk in Calumet City since 2011, so going on 15 years here. I am running for reelection for city clerk, and I love my city. I love my town. Um, I love being a city clerk. I enjoy servicing the residents of the city of Calumet City, and I want to be given the opportunity to do it again.
Awesome. Okay.
I am Alderwoman Monet S. Wilson. This is my first term, so I'm coming towards the end of my 4th year in office, seeking re-election for a second term of the great Second Ward here in Calumet City. I've lived in my home in the Second Ward for 30 years. Along with my husband, we're raising 2 boys born and raised here in Calumet City, and I've lived in Calumet City though for 34 years. I started at the end of high school, beginning of college with my aunts who stayed on Chappelle in the 3rd Ward. And I wear Calumet City on my sleeve. I love Calumet City. I love the community. We are comprised of families that make a difference here.
Okay. And so why don't you introduce us to your slate of who you're running with, and tell us what values or what you guys hope to bring to Cal City.
So J.R. Patton, who is the 6th Ward Alderman currently, is running for mayor. He is a candidate for mayor. He has been the 6th Ward Alderman for 2 terms. Prior to that, he served in Mayor Michelle's administration. He served as the Public Works Director. He served as the city administrator, and he worked in the building department. What I believe JR can add to Calumet City, I believe he understands how the city needs to be ran. I believe that JR knows how to work with all elected officials, whether he may like them or not. We have to put people over politics, and we have to understand that despite whatever happens, we have to put the people first. And I believe that JR has a knowledge of how the city is to be ran in day-to-day operations, but I also think that he's fair and transparent. And that's what I feel he brings. It's myself as the city clerk. It is Aradia Clark as the city treasurer, who has a lot of financial background. And so you can probably speak to some of her financial background that she has. And so I believe that she can bring to the community knowledge, fiscal responsibility and knowledge. And that's what we also need in City Hall for Calumet City. We have First Ward Mike Navarrete. He's also running for re-election. He's an infrastructure specialist. So he has brought to Calumet City various projects, and he is an expert in infrastructure. And he can speak on that for not just the First Ward, but the entire city. Then we have the wonderful Alderwoman Monet S. Wilson, and I'm sure she could speak to her what it is that she can do for the city. But I personally believe that she is transparent. She speaks her mind, and I believe that she provides checks and balances. She wants to know why, and she's going to question it for her residents. And she also serves her ward very well. On our slate, after that, we have JR that's running for mayor, and then we have Dewan Gardner. And Dewan.
Why don't they have wards in Dalton? Berg, are you still here? Hey, Karen, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, they're not your residents, though. Well, yeah. Cynthia, good to see you. Why doesn't Dalton have wards? I always wondered that.
Gardner is the 5th Ward Alderman, and he is running for re-election. He also is a very good service provider in his ward, transparency, and bring a quiet leadership to the council. And then we have, I believe that's it on our slate.
For incumbents.
For incumbents,
yes.
That's what it is. And then we have
Dr. Garnadette Stuckey.
Stuckey. Yes, that's running for 6th Ward. She is a therapist, and I think she can counsel all of us on the council because I believe that we would need that. But she has a strong sense of community and understanding how to work with people in the community and being able to see what we need. I believe that she's able to contribute that way. And then we have Melissa Phillips, who's running for 7th Ward Alderwoman. She is also another quiet leader and have serviced the community in community service matters, have been resident.
Oh, well, Potato, sorry for interrupting. Potato, he wants a written apology from some of the people in the chat, and I blocked his email and banned him from this channel. They are no longer here. So, no, it's just foolishness. It's absolute foolishness. Just, I guess, looking for attention. I just don't know. In Strand, Wyoming. In Strand. Okay, they're going to get into Jones and Henyard here in a bit.
For over 30 plus years, wonderful. She has a mother-like spirit, and I believe she can bring that to
Yes,
the
I
council
did.
and to her ward.
Okay, wonderful.
I most
You want to add
certainly did.
anything to that?
I do, because she didn't speak on herself.
Okay, yeah.
Our city clerk, she gave you how long she's been serving, but what she failed to say is she's a master clerk, which means she is the one that goes to other municipalities and trains their clerks to do that job.
Okay.
So she brings also checks and balances, what should be done when it comes to community bids, when you have projects that need to be done and you're taking requests for bids, that goes through the clerk's office. It should go through the clerk's office. She's the keeper of the record. When we need information, we're able to go to her and say, hey, did I say this on this day? And she'll say, you absolutely did, or you absolutely did not attend this meeting, or you absolutely, you have to be accountable for what you're saying. And so
Wait, does that mean like meeting minutes? Okay.
She is the center stone of how City Hall works.
Okay, and you worked under the previous mayor too, right?
I did.
Okay,
I did.
so that you had
Oh.
more experience because of that. So you saw prior administration. I think what we should probably start with is what is on a lot of people's minds, and they're curious. I know I was curious. We've heard so much about.
No, they didn't.
Thaddeus Jones, this man who also happens to be your U.S. senator. So
State rep.
State rep. And JR explained to us earlier how there were conflicts with, there was a law voted in to limit that because residents were not happy. They didn't feel that Thaddeus would be able to serve properly, having both positions. And then
That's
at
true.
the state level, he with some allies fought back against that. So that's like been a, back and forth. But really, what I think surprised a lot of people is hearing about the personal attacks via text and Facebook and social media.
Mm-hmm.
And also there's this sort of, it sounds like it's a newspaper, but it's not. What's the name of that again?
I don't say its name out loud. It's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times.
Some sort of like Southland something.
Yes.
But I know because I saw a few articles in there where I stumble upon them sometimes, and I'm like, this wording just doesn't sound. It doesn't sound
journalistic.
professional.
It's not.
It was like,
Yeah.
it sounds
Because
like it has an agenda.
I've proven that he has some kind of connection to it. If not, runs it. And
Right.
I've posted our interactions via text since 2021, when he first started, when this entity started posting these fictitious stories. And I would say, hey, Thaddeus, this isn't right? Putting my stuff out here. And he would say, oh, let me have them take that down. Well, how can you have somebody take something down? That's like me calling one of the news networks, Channel 5 or the Tribune, and saying, hey, I can ask you to retract it. And then there's a statement there. But for you to have it removed means that you have some controlling say in it.
Okay.
And it never discusses him. It only discusses the people who may not agree with him.
So you notice a lot of whether, like I said, whether it's in these texts or in this quasi newspaper thing that's made to sound like a newspaper but isn't, or social media, you always see posts that are about his critics and not not really anyone else. And then JR, again, he explained earlier about how Thaddeus Jones had ticketed the reporter, just some of those things. But as far as the personal attacks to you guys, tell you don't have to tell us everything, because I know there's been a lot, but whatever you feel comfortable sharing, what has he said about you, and why do you think he's chosen to fight back this way against you as his critics, and how have you responded?
Well, for me, one of the things that I think is important to say is that newspaper is not a real newspaper. So there's never an author of any of the articles. And then they pay to boost the post or to boost the story in a specific area. And I think that's important, because the Sun-Times, the Tribune, when they post a story, that it is what it is, and it's the factual information, and someone's name is tied to it, so they can be responsible for it. I believe that it's just 100% personal. I have filed a lawsuit. Anybody can look up the lawsuit. Is and you'll.
Here we go with lawsuits. Everybody's filing lawsuits. A lawsuit here, a lawsuit there. What is it? Lawsuits from the federal government.
To Figs versus Thaddeus Jones, and in his capacity of mayor for the city of Calumet City. He has said several things from I'm a Republican, supporting Republican candidates, to talking about who I've slept with in text messages. So there's been attack on my personal life and speaking between, who I've dated or maybe have slept with. There was text messages at that time. There was text messages at one time surrounding my attendance. I had a surgery. I submitted a letter to the city saying, hey, I'm going to be down. I need to, remote my surgeon. Wrote a letter. I'm not an employee of the city. However, I did submit it to let everybody know what it is that I was doing. He sent out a text message like, hey, she claims that she's on medical leave, and she's not coming to work, which I believe should be a HIPAA violation. So it has been that. It has been, oh my God, it was so much stuff. Exorbitant salaries that are lies. Definitely things about a current lawsuit with shredding of documents, a camera of me cutting down a camera in my office after the city council told Mayor Jones to remove the camera out of my office, and he did not. He moved it closer over my desk, and he was told to remove it by the city council. And because we govern ourselves, and because he is in control of the police department, couldn't call the police. I couldn't call the state police. So I removed the camera myself, and that footage ended up on Facebook. And so he's association with other elected officials who he may feel is not as favorable, so it's just been a slew of things. There has been Channel 5 interviews about it. There has been newspaper articles about it, and he just continues to do what it is that he's doing even now into the election.
Right. Yeah, and that's a perfect segue to talk to Monet.
Okay.
Because I remember you said just in the past few days you've even had some nasty messages sent out about you. So why is this continuing to go on? What is the purpose of this? And what do you think? How are you going to respond as far as through up until the election?
So.
And Potato, I can't wait for that to confirm what I've been told.
Well, it keeps going on because it's allowed. It is allowed locally. We sit on a council. I want to express this. J.R. Patton has the majority of the council backing him. We are with him on his slate. Thaddeus has the 3 aldermen that agree with him, that vote with him against the best interests of the public trust.
Mm.
So
is that enough? Sorry to interrupt you, but that's not enough to be a majority?
no, we have the majority.
Okay, so that at least makes it easier for you, because in Harvey, our aldermen that speak up for the people are not in the majority. I know in Dalton they do have a majority of the trustees that are speaking up for the people, and then recently at Thornton Township, that just changed, where now they have a trustee a majority. So that does make a difference. But
I'm sorry to interrupt. And please go to Ryan's Gay Chicago. He's got some excellent footage of the Southlands. Nicholas, welcome. How are you? Which they could put an ordinance in to have trustees have wards, right? But then they would be responsible for that, right? For that ward. I've never heard of it. Oh, alrighty. I'll check that out. I've never heard of, aldermen or trustees not having wards.
surprisingly, the attacks still continue, huh?
So we have the majority, but we're not veto proof.
Okay.
So it's 7 of us. We need 5. We have 4. And we can never, for whatever reason, garner the support, thank you, of another official. You have
other interests that those aldermen may have other interests. There may be another reason why they don't. I personally don't believe they support him as much as we think. I would like to give them that grace and mercy. I would say that is for other reasons. I want to say that at least 2 of them, and one of them I know for sure, is definitely doing it for another reason. Maybe there could be protection. It could be family members. It can be, who
they don't have
the city.
They don't have any challengers. Only the ones who question the mayor are running with a challenger. But back to regarding the attacks. I call him the tyrant toddler terrorizing this town through text messages and trashy mail. Because it has the sensationalism behind what started off as a fight for good governance in Dalton and then over into Thornton Township, sort of spun out of control out of what I know for a fact the people that were just seeking answers to questions were trying to do. And because that sensationalism has brought out people from everywhere to cover it, Jones has tied myself and Dr. Figgs into the sensationalism of the Dalton mayor and the supervisor for Thornton Township. Nothing factual, just the sensationalism of it.
So all this mess about Tiffany Henyard is affecting other communities. Just if they happen to say hello or take a picture with her or something or other. But is Jones's police department going after residents and aldermen in this case? Just a comparison, from what these ladies say. It's interesting.
So I have received threats on me, my son. Recently, my son went to the mail and there was a mailer, and it has Thaddeus's name on it. It has my opponent on it, and it has all of his slate on it. So you know who it's coming from. And it has on the back a picture of a face mask and a gun. And on the front, inside, is a picture of me. So my son is like, Mom, is somebody trying?
Damn. Now that is frightening. Let's play that back.
Recently, my son went to the mail and there was a mailer, and it has Thaddeus's name on it. It has my opponent on it, and it has all of his slate on it. So you know who it's coming from. And it has on the back a picture of a face mask and a gun. And on the front, inside, is a picture of me. So my son is like, Mom, is somebody trying to hurt you? Will somebody try to kill you? And I'm just like, what's going on? Because he went to get the mail. You don't have to do that. One of the attacks, he has talked about my weight. He has talked about everything but
Your family.
well, he's talked about my family.
Mhm.
He's talked about everything but how I do in my elected capacity, because I rock this. And I toot my own horn because I have the support and the endorsement of the people. I have become what we had wished we had years ago. I had great alder people in the second ward before me, but we, meaning Black folks, were never represented. I'm the first African-American alderwoman in the history of this city that is 95% Black and brown. It took too long.
Seriously? She's the first Black alderwoman? And what, 96% Black and brown? Wow.
For me to get here. And so to try to dismantle who we are and discredit us, the stories come out that are not correct. One of the stories and text messages when I was actually talking to the press during one of our council meetings was that I took PPP loans. Tiffany Henyard helped me get PPP loans and buy a BMW, and the loans were meant for my cheerleaders. Tiffany was a...
Does that sound familiar? You just you can't get around this. I'm not saying the story is true. She's saying this was the accusation, but don't we see the same accusation against Tiffany? And who's it coming from? Is this coming from Jones? Is it coming from Tiffany haters? And would all of this be going on if Tiffany was not appointed supervisor? Way to go, Chris Gonzalez, because you didn't want the people to vote.
Appointed by Chris Gonzalez and Darlene Gray Everett and Jerry Jones in what, 2022?
Mm-hmm.
My payroll protection program loans were applied for and funded in 2020. Mm-hmm. They were forgiven in 2020. Once my tax records for my businesses and the employees' taxes had been presented. You have to have everything in order for it to legally have been dispersed and forgiven.
So I have a question. Is Thaddeus related to Jerry? I mean, they have so many positions throughout, and that's how they get away with everything, right? Yeah. Always hear about the I don't you have two legs. Yeah, I don't have a vehicle. I don't drive a car. I lost interest. Crazy maniacs. Picks on the outside with the porcupine. That's funny. Is there a relationship between that? Thaddeus and Jerry? Jones?
So the time frame doesn't add up. Then in 2023, 1 week after my husband had paid my last car note, I hit a pole. And that is why I have a new car. It's new to me, but it's a 2016. It is a white BMW. And I think I look good in it. It has orange rhinestone plates, but it has
Thank you,
nothing to
Crush.
do with Supervisor
Thank you.
Henyard. But because there's so much sensationalism behind her to connect us, is an attack that he uses in that fictitious website, which I'm blocked from. So I don't, and I thank God for being blocked from it, because I don't see it unless somebody screenshots it and send it to me. But because you don't like one person doesn't mean that you connect everybody who may associate. I want to say this. I don't live in Dalton, but if it hurts one person, it's hurt too many. That's my belief. I do live in Thornton Township. I pay taxes in Thornton Township. I represent constituents in Thornton Township.
Shanna.
Thornton Township is comprised of 17 municipalities. That's on average 170 elected municipal officials. Why me and the clerk got to be the ones to fight Tiffany? I don't argue with women, especially in a political sphere that we're in, when it is my majority male dominated. If I have your phone number or your office location, we could talk about it, woman to woman, privately. I don't need to bash you for public, for the sensationalism. I just don't. And I think people want to see us do that. And I cannot. What I can do is, let's go to dinner. Let's talk about this, and that. And we've done that. We've had these conversations.
Yeah, I think it's an attack on women. I think that's what it really comes down to. It's an attack on women. If you're taking the narrative or the environment that's surrounding that individual, and then you attach two other people to it, then you're trying to say it's just like-minded. And so are you saying because we're women and then we're Black women that we're all the same? And this is how.
Do you think that's true? I'm a woman. I'm white. Do you think that's true? That they're being, they're well-spoken, which is very refreshing. But you hear this all the time, and maybe it's just me. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. And she would know. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just Illinois that does this, or if it's all over. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I always get confused with that, but I'm white, so I don't know. But I am a woman, and I always was hired on my intelligence. I guess it's maybe not a good word. Integrity. That's a good word.
How we would lead, and
we
that's really
should
negative.
establish that Thaddeus and Tiffany Henyard are publicly known to be opponents.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Okay.
So
he's trying. It sounds like you're saying he's trying to discredit you, ladies. He's trying to link you with another unpopular Black female politician who has done questionable things. And we've talked about, you haven't argued that point with me. You didn't disagree with that, but you're saying, Mr. Jones, why are you tying us to that?
There's no validity
why can't
to
you
it.
just disagree with us based on the I don't hear anything about policies.
None.
That is what concerns me. So is Mayor Jones ever responding to the critiques about how he's not running the city?
No. And there's no one that makes him. When you stand up, he sort of does things to make you shut up. or
Yeah,
stand
it's
down.
Ryan.
And when he cannot control you, he attacks you. For me, it's just too much energy used in attacking. I also have a problem where he's allowed to use his state connections to overturn the will of the people. Over 10,000 people uh, voted that they don't want a mayor and a state rep. Well, you use your connections 30 days later to have that vote overturned. So when does it become state officials worry about the state and let the municipal officials govern the cities
Locally.
we live in? Because I hear from my neighbors all the time. I live here, and I am their voice for our ward in this city. There is never anything about maybe once this comes out, it'll change, and now it'll be about policy, because we have a mayor with no vision. And his only vision is to be at war. We didn't hurt you. We all.
I think everybody's at war right now in the Southland, right? I mean, and who has a plan for Dalton or the township? Have we heard from any candidate what the plan is? What's the plan? Just get Tiffany out because she's loud and sometimes obnoxious and puts out videos. Sometimes there's a couple of things in there, but a lot of times I don't know. Calling for an advocate. Yeah, they knew. Yeah. But of course now they're saying that didn't happen, but I've played those videos, you know. Somebody's lying. I don't know who. Yeah, where are the adults? What is your plan? It's just maddening. But I guess 3 days we'll figure it out. Yeah, that's the plan. And it doesn't matter how you get her out. And look at the smear campaign on Tiffany Henyard. Has she done things? Yes. Nobody disagrees with that. But, she's not in jail yet. Has she broken ordinances? Yes, I do believe she has. Has she been punished for them? I don't believe she has. But this Thaddeus Jones, I looked a little bit into him, and I don't know. But they kind of use the same languages, Tiffany and Thaddeus.
All should be trying to build the city and create a life of sustainability for the people that live here. I get comments all the time. Oh, she a Tiffany lover. Oh, she took pictures with Tiffany. Do you know how many people have taken pictures with R. Kelly? That doesn't mean you're guilty of.
Yeah, Berg. How dare you be a Tiffany supporter and take a picture of her? Berg only wants what's best for the community. That's it. She has been hounded like a dog. It's ridiculous. You people should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves. Seriously.
What he's done. Do you know how many people and people's families have killed folks, are drug dealers? Do you erase your family?
I would love that, Cynthia.
We are elected officials. In my ward, which is an aging ward, meaning I have a progressively older ward. If they need food, our taxes go into that general assistance fund at the township. I am no different than the other municipal elected in the other towns that are silent. And but they go and they say, hey, we need this many food boxes.
Right.
I could say, Supervisor Henyard, I'm sending you an email for the food pantry to send me 140 boxes. I hope you approve that.
Utilize the services.
That's what
the
we
only
do.
thing that I have done in the capacity of, Supervisor Henyard, because I don't have anything to do with Dalton either. I live in Calumet City, and so I'm not in Dalton's business. But as the supervisor, whomever, Frank Zuccarelli, the former supervisor, had several food boxes for me, events that we had.
I'm sorry. Wait. What $50 bet? French, did you make a bet? What'd you bet on? Yes. Thornton Township. That's all they do is services. Why? Oh, why? That's all they do is service people with food, transportation, doctors. That's all that township does. It's strange.
Several throughout the years, and it was no different when she became. I called. I want to have a food box giveaway, and that's what it is that we did. I think that. Mayor Jones and Tiffany Henyard, but I would say Supervisor Henyard at the time, had there was a lot going on. I think that she didn't do something and she didn't comply with something, and there was a fallout because he was at the swearing in, because we were all at her swearing in for the mayor together, because it was historic, right?
So Mayor Jones was initially...
We sat behind him.
Yeah.
So then they had a
Yes,
falling
all
out.
of them. Everybody.
The speaker was
fine.
there.
The speaker was there.
Yeah.
The speaker was there with her, for her. Everybody was there. And again, you never have an idea how someone's going to perform or not perform, or what they're doing or not. I know I've been lied on so much that I feel that the appropriate authorities need to come in and do what it is that they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So don't tell me these ladies are being harassed because they went to the inauguration, or
I am not the person to say this is what you need to do and that is what you need to do. No, because I've been lied on. I've been sued. I've been locked out of my office. So I am not one to jump down someone's throat and say this is not. I do not believe in mismanagement of funds. I don't believe in any of those things for Tiffany nor Mayor Jones. And if Tiffany is guilty of what it is being said, Mayor Jones is also. And I know that for sure because I am a Calumet City official, and I know that. I do not know what's in Dalton books. And I do not know specifically what's in Thornton Township books, but I do know what's in Calumet City books.
Mm-hmm.
So I do know what he is doing. And I do know that there is no comparison at all to what is happening to her and what is happening to him. I believe that he personally has issues with women. There was a previous domestic violence, and we're not the only women. We're just women with platform. So we're...
Yeah. And we learned that allegedly Ed Steve is turning off mics for the woman in orange. Yeah, Dookie rolls downhill. Yeah. Oh, what's going on in Springfield? Jeez. I mean, hey, JB, good to see you. This place is an absolute mess. It's mind-boggling. Yeah, they said it was historic. Because she's a woman, I guess. She knew she was going to get supervisor in January. Nikita Cloud said so.
Lucky to be able to sit here and speak to you. You're speaking to us because I'm the city clerk of Calumet City. You're speaking to her because she's the alderwoman of Calumet City. What about the women, the library board director, that he ruined her life? What about the woman that he kicked out of the library? What about the other department heads? What about all of those women who do not have the platform when they disagree with him and they are attacked I'm concerned for those women too.
Yeah.
And so we have to, her and I both, and that is why we sit together, because we have to support each other, because we have to support them. And I am blessed enough to have, because it is not easy to be attacked by him and for him to have the different connections on different levels. And if those other levels of government and entities are not supporting them, that's a shame, because he's saying that they are. And that's the illusion he gives us. So everybody should stand up and say, hey, I'm not supporting you in this abuse. That is what is happening. So I believe that it's an attack on women. I believe the association says a lot what he says about women and Black women in general. You're trying to say what.
I just don't know about that. Tracy, I'm so sorry about your mom. Or your dad. I'm sorry. Well, your stepmother. Okay. Fell and broke her arm. My gosh. Yes. That's right. I love that reading, Rainbow. And please subscribe to Burgundy Blue Commentary and Ryan's Gay Chicago. I put it in the chat. But should there be a township just for services doling out millions of dollars that the taxpayers have to pay, and they supposedly have millions stashed away in the bank in cash, no less? Well, that's traumatic for an 8-year-old. It really is. Why isn't the county? Why isn't Cook County doing it? Isn't that what the county is for? I don't know. Illinois, I just, it's bizarre to me. But being a woman, Black woman, maybe it's because it's mostly Black community. Is that why they, it's not being racist. I'm asking because I'm white. And could that be, why they keep saying that? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, but I don't know why. Is it a tax on women? Being a mostly Black community, of course, it would be Black women, right? So it's Illinois, so. So, yeah, I'm not understanding that, but maybe that is the case. Could that be the case?
What you think that we all are, or how we all perform.
Yeah,
And
shut
I
up.
do not believe that my 15 years of service in Calumet City since 2011 should be tied to someone who started a job 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That is so unfair to me. And I pray that my residents do not allow that to happen. And I don't think that should happen to her either. I think that we should be based upon what it is that we do individually.
Would you like to tell us about, I know you mentioned to me before how the mayor actually took many of your duties away from you? Because that doesn't, you are elected in this form of government. You're not appointed as clerk.
Yes.
So how can he do that?
So I don't know. That's the short answer. But the long answer is it wasn't even 22 days within the term that he took off my duties. I was keeper of the records. I also prepared the agenda. I ran the clerk's office, all of the employees down there, city stickers, the whole gamut. I would be no different than the city clerk in Chicago.
Right.
And what he wants to say is, oh no, that happened then, and this happened that, and this happened back then. What are your reasons for doing all? I was locked out of my office. They changed the locks on my doors. The police officers, whenever I was out conducting duties as the clerk, maybe handing out flyers, he sent the police chief after me. He has weaponized the different department heads against me. And
this is why I labeled this similarities. It does sound familiar. These are accusations against Henyard, right? Centralized offices for social services, but they're getting way too much money for their actual needs. Yeah, they need to pay attention to the census. A good way to skim money. Yeah, it is. Where'd you go, potato? Cut your teeth to daily machine time. But there are similarities. Allegations. Similar allegations. Okay, you're still here. All right. Thought I'd lost you.
It's not, and that's not okay.
Now, would the police ticket you, or what would they do?
Well, they will show up.
Yeah.
So I personally believe
Actually took many of your duties away from you?
Want to go
That
back?
doesn't- I mean, you are elected in this form of government. You're not
Yes.
appointed as clerk.
yes.
So how can he do that?
So I don't know. that's the short answer. But the long answer is it wasn't even 22 days within the term
Absolutely.
that he took off my duties. I was keeper of the records. I also prepared the agenda. I ran the clerk's office, all of the employees down
Yeah.
there, city stickers, the whole gamut. I would be no different than the city clerk in Chicago.
Right.
And what he wants to say is, oh no, that happened then, and this happened that, and this happened back then. What are your reasons for doing all? I was locked out of my office. They changed the locks on my doors. The police officers, whenever I was out conducting duties as the clerk, maybe handing out flyers, he sent the police chief after me. He has weaponized the different department heads against me, and that's not okay.
Now, would the police ticket you, or what would they do?
Well, they would show up.
Yeah.
So I personally believe that I would have been like your alderwoman, and if I continued to go the route that I was going, I think I saw that coming. I believe that they had a plan executed because he was able to execute it too quickly. So I think it was already planned, and then he executed. And the plan looks similar to what is being done to other elected officials, really, to be quite frankly honest. I think that is the narrative of some of how they take care of Democrats, because if you look at it in some other races, if you go back and you say Mike Manick and Ken Duncan, was that it? When you look at some of those races, you can see, and I think we've gotten here from that where, oh, I'm going to destroy you. And that is the mentality of we're going to ostracize you. We're going to destroy you. We're going to put this money behind this other person, and we're going to take you and we're going to wipe you out. And then everybody ostracize you once the people, whoever those people in power are, do not like you.
Yeah.
And so because he has the state.
My goodness, doesn't that just sound so familiar? What's happening in Dalton and Thornton Township? If you don't conform, you're ostracized and called names and really stupid, petty garbage. It's ridiculous. What are you people going to do when the election is over in 3 days? Who are you going to call then? What are you going to do to these people then? Choose Berg, me. Of course, my name doesn't get mentioned anymore. I wonder why. What are you going to do? Jeez. Yeah. It can be, but you've got to put reins on it, right? Like, oh yeah, they're probably gonna go after somebody new. When they start attacking Jason, then it'll be all about Jason. Sorry, Jason, but get ready, Buckaroo. Maybe 6 months down the road, 3 months.
State rep seat, he was able to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, because you have people in
Oh,
different
Crush, thank you
municipalities on the
so
payroll.
much.
So what are they going to do? So your mayor is on the payroll,
Mhm.
who's the
Right.
FOIA officer and makes $5,500 a month. Well, I know he does not do that, because when I receive the FOIAs, they come from an employee that's internal. So he's not sending them to me. He's not responding to these FOIAs. And then they still send them all to me, because I'm the keeper of the records. And then I have to turn around and say, I don't have this information.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
now isn't that, I thought that was a clerk function, right, to do the FOIAs initially?
Well, it can be. It could be a FOIA officer that assigned,
Okay.
but so he assigned Chris Clark, but it's not something that wasn't in the clerk's office.
And I was going to ask you about
Before.
that, Cousin
Yeah.
Harvey. So,
Yeah.
because I'm told that you as tax
I'm sorry. Did I call you Crush? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Or Cruz. Okay, I'm sorry. Shut up. Shut up, Conscious. Shut up.
taxpayers, Calumet City taxpayers are paying our mayor, Christopher Clark of Harvey, more than $90,000 a year. He can make up to that amount. And it sounds like he's not actually doing his job either as FOIA officer or what really got a lot of people in Harvey, where you can't say with a straight face, is that he's your ethics officer.
So
you're like,
I
this
don't even
man
know that. When you
has
told
no
me that, is
Yeah,
that the
yeah,
case?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that, because I'm not allowed to speak, and I don't get half of the backup from that. I am just given an agenda. That's it. And so I operate with very minimal resources.
Did the board approve hiring Chris Clark?
We haven't approved anything,
Since
anybody.
2001.
But the
I
We
board
are,
is supposed to,
it's
right?
supposed to. We are
Okay.
overrun by people in other municipalities and state reps. So we have
Wow.
your mayor works for Calumet City. A former Dalton trustee works in Calumet City.
Ed Steve.
The Dalton Park District
president
works
board
for
member
Calumet
works for
City.
Who's the Dalton Park president? Hey, Big Mike, it is so good to see you. When is Potato unleashing again? I don't know. Potato. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And Strand, they're just ridiculous. It's not even worth the time, right? But who is Cleo Jones? What is it with all these Joneses? Are they all related? Jerry, Cleo, Thaddeus? Are they? Are they? Oh, yeah. End of season 1. Yep. Are these people all related? The Joneses? Keep Up with the Joneses? Does anybody remember that? Keep Up with the Joneses? Sorry.
A state rep runs our housing department. She used to run our library department. A state rep negotiated our garbage contract. A state rep's mother works for Calumet City. We cannot get from under the state reps.
Wow. And that is very unique. I've never heard that about another South.
And we have some of the most skilled labor, intelligent constituents that reside here in this city. Many on the verge of losing their homes that could use these jobs. But we are forced to have favors done through employment here.
And that's how you protect yourself. So then if you have a state official's mother working there, if we wanted to go to the state and get something or get a resource somewhere else, that state rep is not going to work with us because of that. You know,
that's what I was going to ask you.
That is.
Sorry to interrupt, but I was going to say, have you reached out to state and federal authorities? I'm sure you have, as we have in Harvey.
Yes.
But what has been the...
Are you kidding me? People have reached out to the AG, the state AG, and they do nothing. They just sit back and watch. Oh, that's how you know them personally. Aha. What do you think? of that. Maybe you don't want to say. Yeah, I thought it was too, Mouse, and thank you for that. And hit the like button, please. Well, yeah, but he's been in all these places though, so he gets to see inside, right? To a certain point, of course. Yeah. Well, 33 counties want to, break away from Illinois because they're red. Yes.
The response.
So for me, there was some response as so I have gotten from some law enforcement agencies, this is wrong. We just don't do that here, right? I have gotten, you need to call the police, and I'm like, the police that he appoints, like.
Oh, okay.
So
That sounds
I
just
have
like Harvey,
right,
yeah.
and then if I have stopped going to our police, because it was at one time I would just go make a police report. I've stopped doing that because what I've noticed is that, as working in law enforcement, ex-law enforcement, we had a great relationship. What I've noticed is that relationship has shifted. And so I become concerned about that. And I'm definitely not an idiot. So I'm not.
Yeah, it's Illinois corrupt. Well, not all politicians, but I would say the majority, Big Mike.
Going to put myself in a position to be arrested, because once you're arrested, that's it. You're arrested, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's what happened to the alderwoman there. Whether it was valid or not, or if someone said something. So what I had to do was remove myself, because what I realized is that I did not have any protection. So if you're sending the police after me, then I can't call the police for me.
Hey,
do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so if I cannot call the police for me, and you sending them after me, and then we're not veto proof, and then you're saying things maliciously about us in the public, I'm afraid for my life. And so what I did was just, okay, so have I reported him to authorities? Yes. Some authorities have not said anything. Some authorities have said this. Some authorities said, you absolutely are wrong. Yeah, I've reported him to the state. This is wrong. This is wrong for a mayor to do. We don't have anything. We can't. This is not wrong for a state rep to do. We don't govern that. So, yeah.
Yeah. So what is the state doing about all this alleged corruption? Bladjo plan. Oh, really? You think he'll be good? Oh, Sammy. I'm sorry. I hope you're okay. Oh, dear. Everybody put a heart in the chat for Sammy. I hope you're doing okay. I hope it wasn't a long stay. Oh, do you think so? Wyoming. Devious little mind. Really? Come on. Yeah, doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, thank you for all those hearts for Sammy. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, we're almost done with this interview. I heard from some sources. Is it Bladjo? Is that how you pronounce it? Chicago mayor. Yeah. What do you think of all the pardons that Biden did? He pardoned Adam Schiff. Okay. I'm sorry to put big politics in here, but why did he pardon Adam Schiff? And Adam Schiff was censured by the Republicans a couple days ago. Yeah.
That's wrong, but what
he's read statements from officials. Oh, they're not. They got your they got your complaint. Yeah. They're not gonna do nothing about it.
I called the state's attorney's office. Something was happening. This was very early on. I called the state's attorney's office. Kwame Raoul's office. I called his office and I said, hey, not him specifically, but the office. And I said, I have this complaint and I need to find out where I actually formulate this complaint. Like, I've never done it before. I need some assistance. And I think they gave me some kind of instruction or direction, and they were going to tell me I was going to call back later.
No way.
Meanwhile, throughout the day, the issue was simmering over emails. And I mentioned to Mayor Jones, I said, I'm reporting you. And he
No,
told
Biden
me,
did.
they've already told me,
Oh,
Kwame Raoul's
I
office
did.
already told me they're not taking your frivolous complaint, which means
Wow.
I knew that they had contacted him because he didn't know which entity I had called. I can call any, I could have called the FBI, I could have called any place. And so then I knew
And
that.
that's pretty much the high, well, other than the governor, that's
Yeah,
pretty much the
that's-
highest authority in Illinois.
And it's not.
And
Wow.
that's the problem. We don't have any assistance here.
Yeah.
Just like, and everybody knows, when I first started, I was appointed to business license committee. And so I was working with Shantae Rains Welch, who is the speaker's wife, on sort of cultivating a system that really works here. And I think we were doing a bang up job. Then she was elevated to judge. And so I wanted to speak because I'm cordial with her husband and I wanted to speak with him. And so the request came to go ahead and put myself on the calendar or whatever. I sent the email,
Hey,
responded.
JB.
And then I come to find out he had a $10,000 ticket fundraiser for Mayor State Rep Jones here in Calumet City. So I rescinded that request to speak with him because now that is an alliance. This man is under federal investigation, but you okay with not only raising money for him, but being seen with them. So where we have it, that we are doing our jobs by going through Supervisor Henyard for food boxes, rides for our seniors. These state reps can come here and raise thousands of dollars for a man under federal investigation who is a defendant in a sexual harassment lawsuit. And nobody blinks.
Oh, wait. What was that last part?
Hey, everybody, this is Ryan.
What was that last
There.
part? Nobody blinks.
Pretty much the high, well, other than the governor, that's
Yeah,
pretty much the
that's-
highest authority in Illinois.
And it's not.
And,
Tammy,
and
I'm sorry.
that's the problem. We don't have any assistance here.
Yeah.
Just like, and everybody knows, when I first started, I was appointed to business license committee. And so I was working with Shantae Rains Welch, who is the speaker's wife, on sort of cultivating a system that really works here. And I think we were doing a bang up job. Then she was elevated to judge. And so I wanted to speak because I'm cordial with her husband and I wanted to speak with him. And so the request came to go ahead and put myself on the calendar or whatever. I sent the email, responded. And then I come to find out he had a $10,000 ticket fundraiser for Mayor State Rep Jones here in Calumet City. So I rescinded that request to speak with him because now that is an alliance. This man is under federal investigation, but you okay with not only raising money for him, but being seen with them. So where we have it, that we are doing our jobs by going through Supervisor Henyard for food boxes, rides for our seniors. These state reps can come here and raise thousands of dollars for a man under federal investigation who is a defendant in a sexual harassment lawsuit.
Oh.
And nobody blinks.
Okay. That was it. That was it.
Hey, everybody, this is Ryan.
Yeah, check out Ryan's and get him some subscriptions. He doesn't have many. Well, good grief, Sammy. That's awful. Jiminy crickets. But since I went through Tiffany's, Yeah. It's okay. Since I went through Tiffany's, where's Friends of Jason House? Wait a minute. Jason House, where'd your charity go? Oh, let me share it. Where does charity go? Did you disband your charity? I've shown it a few times. Because it's not there anymore. Now you only have 2. Well, that seems rather odd. There's no Friends of Jason House, like right here. You know, you had one set up, but now it's gone. Why? And now there's nothing. What the? This looks like the website for Dalton. What happened to the Friends of Jason House donations? I've already screenshotted all of them, so. Excuse me. Where did you go, Jason? We got 3 days to the election and you took everything down? But I've already screenshotted all the donations you got. Were you did somebody whisper in your ear? You better take that down. I don't know. Kiana Belcher, do you still have your friends? Yeah, you do. Ooh, that doesn't look very good. My goodness. Interesting. Top 25? Oh. Well, this was in 2021. Friends of Tiffany Henyard. When they were friends. Jason! Did you disband your Friends for Jason House? That doesn't seem right. Oh, what's going on? My goodness. Good grief. What's the matter? We found Odelson on there donating to your political campaign. Didn't like it? Yeah, Potato. Where'd they all go? Where did they all go? Because Friends of Jason House, you're just gone. You're gone. Search. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. It popped up. 25,000 left. Oh. God. Well, hot diggity dang. Alderson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath, $11,000 donation. February 18th, 2025, just a couple of days ago. And you're going to tell me that's not a conflict of interest, that anybody can donate $11,000. You just wrote a check for $108,000 to them. Is that a conflict of interest? Yes, I'm okay. I'm online. Okay. Thank you, Mommy. My mommy checking on me. She heard me. Yeah, they got their check, didn't they? Yeah. Just a couple of days ago. Well, hot damn. 11,000 hours. The trustees' lawyers donate $11,000. It is very sketchy and is a conflict of interest. Oh, thank you so. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think it's a conflict of interest. And there should be a law. Oh my gosh. Just a couple of days ago. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I found you. Thought you could sneak away? Ah, well, poor Brittany could only donate 200. Ed Steve, of course. Friends of Kiana Belcher. I think they swap money back and forth from what I've seen. I can't believe it. I wish I could sort by date. Delco Transportation. You know, when Jason becomes mayor, you know, we can kind of look these people up. DKH Squared LLC. You got a local union supporting you? Dalton Sibley Greenwood LLC. Huh. But this really, well, made my voice go up. Should there be, well, there is on Tiffany Henyard in 2023. But Allison Key, $8,150. Damn. Dang. That was just February 10th. Must have needed those signed. Well, that's the same time Ed Steve donated. Huh. Well, oops. Well, we got High Society. Is that the same people that were on the warrant list? $3,500 for the website design? Maybe. Let's look at all donate. Oh, wait a minute. Is that another 8,500 plus the 11,000? I'm a little confused because it said, well, yeah, it's got to be another one because, well, this one says 2,400. Thaddeus Jones. God. You just can't make this up. Calumet City Plumbing. I'm sorry, I was talking without the button on. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Crook County. I love that term because it is Crook County. Yes. Yeah. But Hot Diggity Dot and Murphy did it in 2024 twice. $1,000. That's acceptable, I guess. But is it a conflict of interest when your attorney is donating? Oh my gosh. Top donators. $11,100. You just can't, you can't make it up. Okay. It's there, black and white. I don't know what to say about this. Yeah, you can follow the money. This is a new one, though. I haven't seen the 11,000. Really? $11,000. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. Yeah, I would say that too. Yeah, but is it illegal in Illinois? Apparently nothing is. Like there are several municipalities that do not have their audits done. So what is the treasurer doing about that? Because nothing was done for how long, right? You know. Yeah. This is mind-boggling. This is new to me. I don't know why I'm so surprised. I gotta pick my chin up off the floor. That's a lot of money. Just a couple days ago. That's a lot of money. Tisk, tisk, tisk. You know? I don't know. Yeah, all over the country. It is all over the country. Click on all donations. You want me to go through it? Yeah. All right. All donations. Well, this is 8,500, February 18th. Whoops. My hand is kind of going numb here. There's a lot of donations to go through. Well, 2024, 2025. Well, Homewood Disposal, why are you donating to Friends of Jason House? That's where they get a bond from every year. They get a bond from Homewood Disposal every year. And they're still paying it. They do it every doggone year. Yeah, there's a filter. It's on the filter. Oh, we could donate. We can download all donations. There, we've done it. And there's the top donors. Damn, Jason House only did 13K, while Olderson did 11,000. Oh my, oh my, oh my. The things we find out. But is there similarities between Henyard and Jones with the police departments? We've heard stories from residents, police pulling up, it's well, yeah, Tracy, most definitely. Yeah, put the donation towards a bond payment. They get a bond every year from Homewood Disposal. We've all seen it. Anywho, I believe that's all. I can't believe that $11,000. That one shocked me. I have to admit, I knew Olderson was donating, but that one absolutely shocked me, I must say. But conflict of interest. Yeah, because that firm is representing the trustees, right? I guess they really do want Jason in there. Yeah, it does seem like it. Yeah. Who do you want me to look at? We did Tiffany. You're not saying. Okay. Let me find out. Well, do you want me to do Tiffany, Ed, Steve? I doubt if Ed Steve's getting anything. Let's find out. Let's just have a little fun. Edward Steve, trustee. Committee name. Well, this isn't active. Well, he got $1,000 from friends of Jason House. Wait a minute. You donated to Jason on February 10th. And then Jason's donating to you on February 10th. You don't have a lot of money, do you? No, you don't. Wow. I guess nobody's interested in donating to you? Yeah. Winner, winner, winner. Chicken dinner. Oh, you want me to... you want me to look up Jones? Thaddeus? Is he running this year? Let me see. Thaddeus. See if I can spell it right. Jones. State representative, mayor, committeeman, alderman. He doesn't look active. He's gotten a few donations. Well, I'll be a son of a... Okay. Oh, okay. So friends of Jason House donated. And the Democrats of Thornton Township. Should we click on that? Let's see. Should we click on it? Should we get it? No. Yeah, nobody's donated to Ed. Well, they don't want a bobblehead, right? Let me see. Let's just click on Democrats of Thornton County. Township. Sorry. It's circling the drain. Let's go. Maybe I clicked it too hard with my mouse. $11,000. Yeah, where's the donation from the black? Well, this is just circling. Come on. There we go. I clicked on it too hard. Oh, we got friends of Antoine Russell, friends of Napoleon Harris. Well, they must have a lot because it's still circling. It's still moving it. So as it's moving, yeah, get away from me, get away from me. What's the matter? Berg had to put up with it. Yeah, connect the dots. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know it is kind of small. But let me put the link in the description. This is still circling, so there's got to be a ton of donations. So I guess I'm going to have to download it, right? Jeez. It's still circling. Oh, there's a... Well, friends of Mary Avant. Valerie Stubbs. Surprise, surprise. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. This would be a lot of fun to go. Oh, the Kasperic group. Oh, you pop up on a lot of things, don't you? Isn't that funny because you're the CPA for the township and for Dalton? Well, we're just, yeah, friends of friends. Yeah, that's true. It's got to be on everything. Usual suspects. Is he running for mayor? Seriously? I thought he was running for a trustee in someplace. Yeah. Really strange. He was right about dots, though. DOTTS. Nobody got that in the beginning. Oh, this is so interesting. And here, let me, it's reform. Reform for Illinois Sunshine Database. Let me get on the main page, if it'll let me. There we go. And then you could just do a search, right? You can search for any name. So let me know what everybody finds. It's so interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I think it was trustee. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. Well, for anybody that wants to know, and there it is. Yeah. Oh, he's bought her. He hasn't been seen, has he? Interesting. Yeah, I think it's trustee. Yeah, I think it's trustee. Yeah, weird is an understatement. Oh, and you know I'm going to download Thornton Township donations, every last single one of them. You know I'm going to do it. Anyways, that was interesting. I don't. $11,000. Okay, you're a lawyer. Okay, but Delgado donated to Tiffany Henyard, and I don't remember what year, maybe 2022. Well, yeah, or if it's the same board, Jocelyn King beat out Tammy Brown, but there were issues with her residence, so she got kicked off. She beat her, though. What if it's going to be a mixed deal? What are they going to do then? If it's a mixed bag, what's Jason going to do then? Well, if everybody is judging everybody at this point. I don't like to say bad things about anybody, but when I see stuff, I have to point it out. If I'm going to point things out on Tiffany Henyard, I'm going to point. The point of this channel is all elected officials. That's the whole point of it. You know, just because, you know, you think Tiffany's bad and everybody else is good, that just does not work for me. You know, it just doesn't work. So stop trying to convince me otherwise. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There sure is potato. Well, why does Wyoming feel bad? Oh, for saying something. Oh, that just stopped hearing it. It started winding and winding. You know, wheels on the mouse thing. Yeah. Yeah, let's find out. Let's find out, shall we? And please like, share, subscribe if you so choose to do so. I appreciate it. Well, that got interesting. Yeah, she feeds the people. Yeah. With the texter, Nikita Cloud, we ate good. Let's not forget it. Okay. Have a great afternoon and an even better Sunday.